What if I told you that most of the car problems you've been paying hundreds, even thousands to fix could be solved in minutes with no tools, no shop visit, and not a dime out of your pocket? I'm talking rough idle, glitchy electronics, dead Bluetooth, false warning lights, sluggish shifting, even safety features that suddenly stop working, all brought back to life with quick reset tricks that the dealership definitely won't tell you about. Today I'm revealing 20 powerful car resets that can bring your ride back from the dead. From the simple one that can erase every warning light on your dash, to a hidden trick that instantly revives your car's most advanced safety features. And trust me, number one is the kind of reset that mechanics hate because it can fix a dozen problems at once without ever touching a wrench. So, grab your keys because we're starting with a reset that brings back one of your car's most important safety systems. And it's hiding in plain sight. Number 20, steering angle sensor reset. Ever notice your steering wheel feels just a little off center? Or your traction control light flashes for no reason, even on a sunny day? That's not just your imagination. It's usually your steering angle sensor losing its mind. This sensor tells your car's computer exactly where your wheels are pointing, so things like stability control, lane keep assist, and traction control can do their job. But if it gets out of sync, something that can happen just from replacing a battery, hitting a pothole, or even turning the wheel with the engine off, your car's safety systems start acting drunk. Dealerships love this problem. Why? Because recalibrating the sensor is quick, easy, and they can bill you $200 for it without breaking a sweat. But here's the secret. You can reset it yourself in less time than it takes to open a bag of chips. Start your engine. Slowly turn the wheel all the way to the left. Hold for 5 seconds. Then, all the way to the right, hold for another 5. Bring it back to dead center, turn the engine off, wait 10 seconds, and restart. That's it. You've just told your car, hey, this is straight. In 1 minute, you've fixed random stability control warnings, lane assist that tugs you in the wrong direction, and a steering wheel that feels off. And the cost? Absolutely zero. Number 19, battery disconnect, master reset. Sometimes your car just acts possessed. Random warning lights, radio cutting out, transmission shifting weird for no reason. The engine idles fine one day and stumbles the next. You take it to the dealer, they shrug, run diagnostics, and then hand you a bill for hundreds, all before even fixing anything. Here's the truth. A lot of those mystery problems are nothing more than your car's computers getting confused. And just like your phone or laptop, sometimes all they need is a hard reboot. That's where the battery disconnect reset, the nuclear option, comes in. Here's how it works. Pop your hood, grab a wrench, and disconnect the negative battery terminal. Let the car sit for about 15 minutes. While you wait, every control module, engine, transmission, body, infotainment, is quietly wiping its memory clean. When you reconnect and start the car, it's like every system has been given a fresh brain. Now, here's the part they don't tell you. For the first 20 to 50 miles, the car will relearn your driving style. Shifts might feel a little firmer. The idle might hunt for a second. But that's just the computers adapting. This single reset can cure rough idle, stalling, random dash lights, weird shifting, and electronic gremlins that would normally send you running to a mechanic. And you didn't need a scan tool, a tow truck, or a dime out of your pocket. Number 18, ECU key. Sequence reset. Not every fix has to be the wipe it all clean kind of reset. Sometimes you just want to clear out bad habits your car's engine computer has picked up without losing your radio stations, your seat positions, or your clock settings. The engine control unit, or ECU, is constantly learning. It adjusts your fuel delivery, idle speed, and throttle response based on how you drive. But when that learning gets corrupted, maybe after a dead battery, a throttle body cleaning, or just sitting unused for weeks, it can make your car run worse than it should. The idle hunts, the throttle feels lazy, and your gas mileage drops for no good reason. There's a way to reset it without ever touching a battery cable. It's done entirely through the ignition and the gas pedal, and it quietly wipes the short-term memory your ECU uses to adapt to your driving style. When you're done, it's like the engine forgets its bad habits and starts fresh, relearning how to run smoothly and efficiently. A lot of mechanics keep this one to themselves because it's quick, free, and can fix a problem they'd otherwise charge you to diagnose. But it works, and when you try it, you'll notice the difference within just a few short drives. Number 17. Infotainment hard reboot. Modern cars are basically computers on wheels. And just like any computer, sometimes they freeze, crash, or refuse to cooperate. You've probably been there. Your music cuts out mid-drive, your navigation locks up halfway through a trip, or your Bluetooth just decides it doesn't know you anymore. Most people think the only fix is to take it to the dealer, where they'll update the software and charge you for the privilege. But the truth is, almost every infotainment system has a built-in hard reboot that can bring it back to life in seconds. It works like forcing your laptop to restart after it locks up. You press and hold a specific combination of buttons, usually the power button and one other key, until the screen goes black. 10 or 15 seconds later, it reboots fresh without erasing your saved stations, paired phones, or navigation history. In that moment, all the little software glitches that made the system sluggish, unresponsive, or just plain dead are gone. Music comes back, maps work again, and your Bluetooth reconnects like nothing ever happened. Dealerships know this trick. They just don't tell you because a frozen infotainment complaint is an easy billable service. But now you know it too, and it'll save you time, frustration, and a couple $100 the next time your car's screen decides to throw a tantrum. Number 16. Throttle body relearn. One day your car feels smooth and responsive, and the next, the idle is rough. The throttle feels sluggish, and every stoplight turns into a guessing game of, is it going to stall? A lot of drivers panic and think something's seriously wrong with the engine. But in many cases, the culprit is just a confused throttle control system. In modern cars, the throttle isn't controlled by a cable anymore. It's electronic. The computer learns how far to open it based on your driving style, and it stores that information. But when that memory gets corrupted, either from a battery change, cleaning the throttle body, or just years of small adjustments stacking up, the car starts making bad decisions about airflow and idle speed. The fix? You don't need a shop. You can make the throttle body forget its bad habits and relearn how to breathe properly. It's a quiet reset. You turn the ignition on without starting the engine, give the gas pedal a full press, wait, release, and let the computer run through its recalibration. Within minutes, the idle smooths out, hesitation disappears, and throttle response feels like it did when the car was new. A mechanic might charge you over $150 for what's essentially a minute of relearning time. But once you've done it yourself, you'll realize it's one of the easiest and most satisfying fixes you can do for free. Number 15. Adaptive transmission. Reset. You know that feeling when your car's transmission just doesn't seem right anymore? Maybe the shifts feel lazy, maybe it hangs onto gears too long, or maybe it jerks between them like it's had one too many cups of coffee. People instantly fear the worst. Oh no, my transmission's dying, and brace for a $2,000+ repair bill. But here's the thing, most mechanics don't tell you. Modern automatic transmissions learn your driving style over time. The transmission control module stores data about how hard you accelerate, when you tend to brake, and even how aggressive you are on the highway. This is great, until that learning gets corrupted. Then the transmission starts making bad calls, and your smooth daily driver turns into a confused, lurching mess. The fix is surprisingly simple. By following a short sequence of ignition cycles and gear shifts, you can wipe that learned behavior and let the transmission start fresh. After the reset, it'll go through a short relearning phase, usually within the first 20 to 30 miles, and suddenly your shifts feel crisp and properly timed again, without ever touching a wrench or spending a dime. It's one of those hidden in plain sight tricks that dealers love to keep quiet because half the cars they recommend expensive rebuilds for just need this reset. Number 14. HVAC system recalibration. Nothing makes a driver lose faith in their car faster than climate control that's lost its mind. You turn the dial to cold and it blasts hot air. You want heat and suddenly it's freezing. Or worse, the airflow starts coming out of the wrong vents entirely, like the car's just messing with you. Here's the reality. Modern heating and cooling systems aren't just knobs and cables anymore. They're run by a dedicated climate control computer, which relies on small motors and sensors to direct air exactly where it's supposed to go. When those motors lose calibration, something that can happen after a dead battery, fuse change, or even a long period of not using the system, the computer gets lost about where each vent and blend door actually is. The dealership solution? Replace the actuator motors or reprogram the system for a few $100. But in many cases, all it needs is a reset. By removing the HVAC fuse for several minutes and then letting the system cycle through every vent position and temperature setting on startup, you're giving it a clean slate. The climate control relearns where each part is, and suddenly, heat is hot again, cold is cold, and air comes from exactly where you tell it to. This one's especially satisfying because you go from thinking you have a costly mechanical failure to realizing it just needed a moment to remember how to do its job. Number 13, power window reset. You press the button, the window starts to roll up, and then stops halfway. Or worse, it hits the top and immediately rolls back down like it's trying to escape. It's one of those small but maddening issues that makes your car feel like it's falling apart, even when everything else is fine. Modern power windows aren't just switches and motors. They've got a built-in auto up and auto down feature that relies on position sensors. Those sensors tell the window control module exactly where the glass is at any moment. Over time, that calibration can drift, maybe after a battery change, replacing a regulator, or just from years of use. And the computer starts second-guessing itself. Dealers love this problem because it's an easy $100 to $150 repair. But the truth, you can fix it yourself in under 30 seconds. All it takes is teaching the window where all the way up and all the way down actually are again. That means running it fully to the top, holding the switch for a few seconds, then fully to the bottom and holding again. Once it learns those limits, the window behaves like new. No more ghost roll downs, no more needing to inch it up with multiple button presses. It's such a small fix, but it instantly makes your car feel tighter, smoother, and just right again. Number 12, backup camera reboot. It's 2025. Backing up without a camera feels prehistoric. So when yours freezes, goes black, or turns into a blurry mess, it's frustrating and expensive if you take it to a dealer. But here's the secret. The camera itself is usually fine. The problem is the control module behind it, and that can be reset in minutes. Pop your fuse box open and find the fuse labeled for rear view or camera. Pull it for 2 to 3 minutes, then put it back and start the car. Shift into reverse and the system will reinitialize, clearing any glitchy data that was making it act up. In seconds, your crisp, clear image is back. Guidelines working, no lag or weird freezing. You've just avoided a $500+ replacement for what was essentially a tiny computer hiccup. And now you know, your backup camera isn't dying. It just needed a quick reboot. Number 11, ABS system reset. Few dashboard lights are as unsettling as the ABS warning light. It's not just a bulb, it's telling you your anti-lock braking system might be out of the game. Without ABS, stopping distances on wet or slick roads can skyrocket, and that safe controlled stop, your car, normally gives you in emergencies, might not happen. But here's the thing, a huge number of ABS warnings aren't from broken hardware at all. They're from the ABS control module misreading data from the wheel speed sensors, maybe after a battery change, maybe after a flat tire, or sometimes just because of electrical noise. The system sees something it doesn't like, throws a warning, and then stays in that fault state until someone tells it otherwise. The dealer will happily do that for you after charging an hour's labor. But you can often reset the ABS system yourself. The trick is a short ignition and brake sequence that forces the module to clear false codes and recheck each sensor. Once it sees everything is fine, the light goes out, and your anti-lock function is restored instantly. It's a quiet victory. You go from thinking you've lost one of your car's most important safety features to realizing it just needed a little reminder to trust its own sensors again. And you did it without spending a single dime. Number 10, Sunroof Auto Close Relearn. Your sunroof should be simple. Push a button, it opens, push it again, it closes. But one day, it starts acting like it's possessed. It stops halfway, reverses like it's scared of being shut, or refuses to tilt at all. Most people think it's a mechanical failure, but 9 times out of 10, the motor's fine. It's just forgotten where fully open and fully closed actually are. And that's something you can fix in less than a minute. With the ignition on, hold the sunroof switch in the close position until the glass reaches the top, then keep holding for another 5 to 10 seconds. Next, run it all the way open and hold again, then fully close it one more time, holding again at the end. What you've just done is recalibrated the sunroof motor's position memory. You've told it exactly where its travel limits are, so it stops guessing and starts working like it should. No more half-closed gaps that let in rain. No more ghost reopens, just smooth, obedient operation again. And you didn't need a shop or a single tool. Number 9, fuel trim, relearn. Ever feel like your car used to sip fuel, but now it gulps it down like a teenager at an all-you-can-eat buffet? Or maybe it just feels a little sluggish, like it's not breathing right. A lot of that comes down to something called fuel trims. Tiny adjustments your engine computer makes to keep the air-fuel mixture perfectly balanced. Over time, those trims can drift out of their sweet spot. Maybe you changed your air filter, switched fuel brands, cleaned the intake, or just did a lot of short trips. The ECU keeps learning from those conditions. But if that learning is based on bad or outdated data, your performance and economy start to slip. You don't have to live with it. There's a way to force your car to throw out the old numbers and relearn from scratch. The process usually involves a steady highway drive at a constant speed, followed by some varied city driving. This gives the computer all the different conditions it needs to recalibrate fuel delivery, ignition timing, and oxygen sensor readings. The difference can be dramatic: smoother acceleration, fewer hiccups, and fuel economy that creeps back up where it belongs. And the best part? It's not just free, it's literally fixed by driving your car. Number 8, TPMS sensor reset. Few dashboard lights are as stubborn or as irritating as the tire pressure warning light. You top off all 4 tires, check them twice, and yet that little yellow horseshoe with the exclamation point just stares back at you like you've done something wrong. The tire pressure monitoring system, TPMS, uses small sensors inside each wheel to report pressure back to a central module. But those sensors can lose sync, maybe after a tire rotation, swapping to seasonal wheels, or even just from low battery power in the sensors themselves. When that happens, the module still thinks there's a problem, even when every tire is perfect. The dealership's solution is to reprogram the system, which can run you $75 to $150. But most cars give you a way to do it yourself. Inflate all the tires to their recommended pressures, then use the TPMS reset button, usually tucked under the dash or inside the glove box, and hold it until the light blinks. In some models, you'll need to drive at a steady speed for several minutes afterward, so the module can relearn each sensor's location and baseline. Once the reset takes, that warning light finally disappears, and your car stops nagging you about a problem that isn't there. It's one of those small wins that feels way better than it should, especially when you didn't have to pay a dime for it. Number 7, parking sensor recalibration. You're backing out of a parking space, nothing behind you for miles, and yet your car's parking sensors are going absolutely berserk. Beep, 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 like you're about to hit an invisible wall. Even worse, some cars will flash warnings or even slam the brakes for no reason at all. Parking sensors use ultrasonic pulses to see obstacles, but they're not perfect. Dirt, water, snow, road grime, or even a small calibration drift can trick them into thinking there's danger when there's not. And once the system gets confused, it tends to stay confused until you reset it. Instead of booking a dealer appointment, you can recalibrate them yourself. On many cars, that means engaging the sensors by putting the car in reverse for a few seconds, then shifting back to park and turning the ignition off. Some models have a slightly quirkier process, like temporarily covering each sensor with tape, activating reverse, and then removing the tape so the system can relearn its clear state. Once reset, the sensors stop crying wolf and you get your sanity back. No more unnecessary beeping, no more phantom obstacles, and no more feeling like your car's picking a fight with empty air. Number 6, anti-theft system reset. You get into your car, turn the key, and nothing. No crank, no click, just silence. The dashboard security light is flashing at you like it knows a secret you don't. Modern anti-theft systems are great at preventing someone from driving off in your car, sometimes a little too great. A weak key fob battery, a quick series of lock-unlock cycles, or even just disconnecting the car's battery can cause the system to forget your key's security code. To the car, you might as well be a stranger trying to steal it. The fix doesn't require a tow truck. On most cars, you can reset the system by locking and unlocking the driver's door manually with the key, then starting the engine within about 10 seconds of unlocking it. Some systems have you cycle the ignition from off to on 3 times in a row, while others use a specific combination of key fob button presses. Once it relearns your key's code, the car fires up like nothing ever happened, and you've just saved yourself a costly reprogramming session at the dealership. Number 5, Infotainment System Reset. Your screen freezes mid-drive, the music stops, the navigation map locks up, and your Bluetooth connection disappears into the void. In that moment, it's like your car's brain just blue-screened. And if you're in a newer vehicle, that's basically what happened. Modern infotainment systems are full-on computers. They run complex software for your radio, GPS, Bluetooth, climate controls, and sometimes even your vehicle settings. And just like your phone or laptop, they can glitch out for no reason at all. Dealers will happily diagnose it for a couple $100, but 9 times out of 10, the problem is fixed with a simple reset. Most cars hide a reboot combo in their manual. It's often holding the power button and volume down button together for 10 to 15 seconds until the screen goes black and restarts. Others use a home plus back combo or require pulling a specific fuse for a few minutes. This hard reset clears temporary software errors while keeping all your saved presets, contacts, and paired devices. One quick reboot and suddenly your music's back, your maps work, and your phone pairs instantly, all without touching your wallet. Number 4, Charging System Reset. Your car starts fine one day, then feels sluggish the next. The headlights seem a little dimmer, or maybe the battery died completely after you just replaced it a year ago. It's easy to blame the battery itself, but sometimes the real culprit is the computer controlling the alternator. Modern cars use smart charging systems managed by the Powertrain Control Module, PCM. Instead of a constant voltage, the alternator output changes based on driving conditions, battery health, and even fuel efficiency goals. But over time, that system can lose calibration. When it does, the alternator might undercharge, leaving the battery weak, or overcharge, slowly cooking it from the inside out. A charging system reset gives the PCM a fresh read on your battery's true condition. On many cars, it's as simple as disconnecting the positive battery terminal for about 30 seconds, reconnecting it, then starting the engine and letting it idle with all accessories off for 10 minutes. After that, you turn on high electrical loads, headlights, AC, radio, for 5 minutes, then back off again for another 5. This process teaches the PCM the correct voltage targets for your specific battery, extending its lifespan and restoring consistent performance. It's a free fix that can add years to your battery's life and save you from an unnecessary trip to the parts store. Number 3, Connectivity and Network Reset. You open your car's app to start it remotely, check the fuel level, or locate it in a parking lot, and nothing happens. The app just spins. Maybe your in-car Wi-Fi hotspot refuses to connect, or over-the-air updates fail every single time. Modern vehicles rely on built-in cellular modems and Wi-Fi systems to talk to your phone, the manufacturer's servers, and even roadside assistance. But like any connected device, they can lose registration with the network, get stuck in a bad software loop, or just plain forget their settings. The fix isn't a full factory reset. You don't want to wipe your seat memory, radio presets, or navigation favorites. What you want is a network-only reset. On most infotainment systems, it's buried in the settings menu under something like Connectivity, Wi-Fi, or Telematics. Select the option to reset or restore network defaults, confirm, and let the system reboot. Some models use a fuse pull method. Remove the telematics fuse for 10 to 15 minutes, reinstall it, and start the car to force a reconnection. When it comes back online, remote start works again, vehicle location updates instantly, and your hotspot reconnects without a fight. It's like hitting the refresh button on your car's link to the outside world, and it costs you $0. Number 2. Headlight auto level calibration. Modern cars with HID or LED headlights often have an auto leveling system. Little motors that aim your beams so they don't blind oncoming drivers or point at the ground. But after a dead battery, suspension work, or even just hitting a deep pothole, that system can lose its calibration. Suddenly, your headlights are aimed too low to see properly at night, or high enough to get flashed by every car you pass. Dealers will often fix this with a scan tool, but most systems have a built-in recalibration sequence you can do yourself. On many cars, park on level ground, turn the headlights on, then cycle the ignition from off to on 3 times while holding the auto level or headlight flash button. The motors will sweep through their full range and settle back to their correct aim. When they stop moving, your beam pattern is back where it belongs, and your night driving just went from stressful to crystal clear without spending a penny. And finally, we have number 1, power seat memory reset. You press your seat memory button expecting your perfect driving position, but instead, it stops short, tilts awkwardly, or refuses to move at all. The seat's not broken. The control module that remembers positions has simply lost its place. Dealers will happily recalibrate it for you. But here's the free fix. Run the seat all the way forward, then all the way back, holding the button for 2 to 3 seconds at each end. Do the same for the seat back, full recline, full upright, and for height and tilt adjustments if your car has them. This tells the seat module, here's the limit in every direction, so when you hit that memory button again, it moves with confidence, stopping exactly where you programmed it. In just a minute, you've gone from awkward half adjustments to perfect comfort, without handing the dealer a dime. And there you have it, 20 car reset tricks that can fix everything from stubborn warning lights to rough running engines, all without spending a single dollar. These aren't maybe fixes. These are the same resets mechanics and dealers quietly use every day, then bill you for like it's rocket science. So before you hand over your keys and your wallet, try these first. Worst case, you've spent a few minutes experimenting. Best case, you've just saved yourself hundreds, maybe even thousands, in repairs that were nothing more than a computer having a bad day. Now, I want to hear from you. Which reset are you going to try first? Drop it in the comments. And if you've got a trick I didn't mention, share it so we can all save a little more money. If you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button so you never miss the next round of free fixes and mechanic secrets. Trust me, the stuff I've got coming will make you look at your car in a whole new way.